Ladies and gentlemen, may I direct your attention to something quite extraordinary, quite incredible, quite unlike anything you may have experienced in your life.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Takeover Show. I'm your host, Misa. And with me, once again, he is back. Please give it up for the owner of Duchi's, the Tortanator, the big old dude. Please give it up for my boy, Chuy.
Welcome back.
Hey, Chuy, what the fuck happened, way?
I went on a little venture to Phoenix, bro. I got into some wrestling. We'll talk about that later. But, dude, I saw a riot. I almost got shot at the gas station.
Dude, you told me about that shit. We'll talk about it later, dude.
We're
my
back.
My boy Chuy was dodging bullets out there and shit, but he's back. But before we do continue into this awesome episode, guys, big old shout out to our sponsors, starting with our friends and partners here at Genuine Reference Studios. Anything sound, anything music, anything podcast, hit up the Genuine Reference Studios. Also, guys, please, for any type of event, please hit up the official photographer of the Takeover Show here at Big O Photos. Our boy Big O out here in the background. Shout out Big O. Also, guys, shout out to our newest sponsor, our mijos over at Mijo Things. Sheesh. Guys, they just came out with brand new merch. Go check them out. They're coming out with some cool shit. But Chuy, we got a very, very awesome guest here, man. We got a very super talented dude here. We've known about him for a minute.
He actually took us to school and gave us a class.
He did, dude. I took notes. I don't even know where the fuck I left those notes, but we took some notes, dude. Shit was cool. This guy is super talented, man. He's a producer. He's an artist. He's a DJ. He's everything in between.
And from El Paso.
From El Paso, please give it up for the one and only Mr. 3 AM.
Yeah. Look, we coming in hot, man. First thing I'm going to tell all y'all and if you don't do, I swear to don't start with me, bro, because I guarantee. And that's all I gotta say. Y'all crazy, man. Don't fuck
shit.
with me,
Well, dude, shout out to all that, bro. Hey, man.
And that's it, right? That's all you had to say? You got one more in, you know?
I mean, to be honest, bro, I just wanna. Which is camera A? Which is main camera? Camera A. I just need y'all to understand that if you one more time, if you think you can. You understand what I'm saying? You just, you know what I mean? Look at yourself in the mirror and just that's all. That's it, man. That's it.
Holy shit.
You know what I mean?
That one hurt too, dude. Holy shit.
And I'm looking at it right now.
That's all I'm saying.
Guys, I knew this was gonna be a good episode, but man, this just started off fucking hot.
They let me find the sound effects, y'all.
This shit fucking started out hot.
They let me find the sound effects.
Dude, 3 a.m., bro. It's good
up,
having you, man. Thank you so much for taking the time out. I know that we've had to reschedule a couple times. You're a busy guy, bro. Following your page and seeing what you're doing, bro. I always told you, hey, how about we hit him up for this weekend, bro? I go and I look into your page and you're fucking out of town somewhere and stuff, having a good time.
Yeah.
What you been doing lately, man? What's the plans? What's the newest stuff that you've gotten into lately, man?
Man, we've been moving around a lot, dog. I do 2 different things, and both of them involve travel. I make music with my good friend Krystal, and I do filming with my company LFDC, and both of those things require us to just be on the go all the time. So whether it's doing shows with Krystal or I'm filming events out of town, something like that, we're always going somewhere.
Yeah, you're always on the road. You're always doing something. I've always wondered, man, and you know, seeing the type of stuff that you do and the status and where you're at now, you eventually had to start somewhere, right? When did the love for music or video, when did that happen, and what was it first? Was it music first? Was it, film first? When did 3 a.m. start getting into this type of stuff?
Man, music came first for sure. I would say film was a byproduct of music, but man, music started for me. I get it started with writing. Like, it started lyrically. That's why I always leaned toward rap, because I was always writing. But
were you also at this time like a reader? Were you reading a lot, or was it mostly just writing?
I mean, I would read, but I don't know if I would consider myself like a reader. I wasn't like into literature or nothing like that. But
Nothing poetic like that.
I was very fascinated with, like, how do I say it? Like, talking in code. That's what I would be drawn to when I would listen
Like
to
Shakespeare
to
type
music.
of shit, dude. No,
Or Little Wayne.
that's like poetic
I mean,
shit, dude. That's
no, it's
I get a
poetic,
Little Wayne or no?
but it is Shakespearean in a sense that it's like poetic, but it was more like the hood talk. Like, you'd hear a rapper, even if you understood the words he was saying, you might not understand what the fuck he's talking about.
right.
You know what I mean? And that was always extremely fascinating to me, that you could string words together and only certain people would know what you were talking about, and they kind of had to like know what was up to understand. You know what I mean?
Code, yeah.
And that's what got me started. Then
What age was this when you first started writing and shit? Like,
oh man, I might have been like maybe like 15, something like that.
damn, Chuy, you were still eating dirt at that age, dude.
Little mud pies, man. Make a mud pie, bring it in. Like,
I didn't
Mom,
even know
look
how
at
to
this.
read. Yeah, dude.
That's crazy. And yeah, so I started doing music, and that's eventually what led to film. Was I was kind of getting to the age to think about like college and stuff. I didn't really care about it, unfortunately, but I was trying to get music videos done because I already cared about my music. I was trying to get that off, and I realized that in the city, that wasn't a service that was offered. Like, nobody made music videos.
Right.
There was nobody. Just, it wasn't a thing that existed here, and the music videos that existed before that time were like few and far between. They were almost like a mix of like skate and indie band videos on a VHS handycam type stuff that existed. There wasn't really like music videos. So I took that as an opportunity to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna study film, and took that route. So I started doing video, and then immediately applying it to my music career.
Yeah.
And I mean, that led to doing videos for myself, then videos for some of the homies.
Yeah.
Then we were able to kind of like branch out and really turn this into like a video thing. And now we've come a ways where the music is still doing great. I get to tour with my sister, and at the same time, our video company is like a legit, actual, like, we're a production house. You know what I mean? And
Bro.
During
cool,
before
man.
we started this, we were talking a little bit more about the music video, and you have a few music videos up with your own music. And I told you right off the bat, man, like, it's been a minute since that shit's been out and filmed, and it's such good quality. And you were telling me about how you guys were doing. You guys were, if anything, one of the first that were trying to do these types of videos. I've always thought El Paso is kind of like a frontier when it comes to a lot of things,
Sure.
A lot of people don't know
Frontera,
that.
shout out Frontera.
La Frontera, there's a frontier in the sense that there's a lot of things that there's still a first, there's still somebody to do it first. I wanted to kind of go back a little bit when you started doing your music, right? How did you get to recording all that? Did you already have, friends? Did you already know people to where you could go and record? Did you have your own recording studio in your room? How did you kind of produce that music, or how did you end up getting to where you're able to kind of put it out for everybody to listen to?
Man, it was all self-taught, bro.
Damn.
I didn't have any type of insight into recording. I didn't know how it was done. I didn't have no friends that did it. I didn't have no tios that did music like that or something like that. So it was all self-taught. Just
YouTube
Yeah,
University.
YouTube University, man. I'm a proud graduate of YouTube University.
Yeah.
Alumni.
And I was about to
For
get
real,
into that
for real.
I love that.
when you were bringing when you were self-taught and everything. I was gonna
Yeah.
say, and that you went into learning and everything. I was gonna tell you, did you go into school or did you go like you said straight into YouTube University? And
The school I did was all film, so everything I learned musically was self-taught, as well as like the musical part of it. So sure, I had to teach myself the technical, the recording, how it works on the
because that's
computer.
another skill
That's what I
too.
meant.
Yeah, but also I had to teach. I wasn't good at music when I started. Like I didn't know how to make songs or make music or put music together. I didn't know any of that. So everything on the creative side and the technical side was self-taught. And that was just me locking in and just, I gotta figure this out.
Respect.
What were you looking up to at that age, or what got you going? What
Your
motivated
idol.
you? Who did you want to be like?
You know what, man? It was a lot of like, because I was doing both sides of stuff. There was people I aimed to be like creatively, and then people I aimed to be like sonically, like technically. So for example, maybe I wanted to rap like so and so, but then I would listen to someone's album and be like, but I need the volume to bump like that. Yeah. And I know when I play my song and I play this song, that song's louder. So how do I get my song to this level?
Right.
And sometimes it wouldn't even be like, oh, I want to rap like so and so, I want to rap like so and so, I want to rap like so and so. It'd be more just like, how do I get so and so's levels?
Yeah.
How do I get my kicks to sound like those kicks?
It was the little details that you would get into that helped you create
man.
your own style.
Yeah,
In other
yeah.
words, trying to like match your tone with their tone. Like
Yeah, because it was a little bit of everything. It was like, okay, I need my voice to shine through like their
Right.
voice does. I need to be, so not only was that a technical thing about recording and how to record my voice right, I also then had to learn like, oh, this motherfucker makes a voice when he raps. He's not making a silly voice like a cartoon.
And I was gonna say, man,
but
you
he
have
has
a unique
rapping voice.
You have
know
a
what I mean?
unique voice when you rap.
You think so?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so, man.
very different, bro.
And like I said, I was jamming out to it this whole weekend, and it's crazy because in my opinion, I wouldn't be able to tell that voice comes from you. I feel like
That's
it's that shit. I think in that fit, and I think that shit's fucking cool as fuck too. It's so unique. It's just something that you don't expect. But did you always have that kind of genre already, that style already made up, or it took you a while to kind of find your own style? Did it take you a while to listen first to other artists and then do it, or did you off the bat already kind of have an idea of what you wanted?
Nah, it took a lot of time, but really what it was hearing myself and then figuring out what I don't like. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't really like when my voice does that. Or you know what, this vocal range, that's not the range for me. And kind of just trimming back the fat until it was like, well, this is what I'm good at. This is what sounds the best. Let's focus on making that better. You know what I mean? I learned a lot of lessons, man, when me and Krystal were very blessed to go to Houston and work on music. And when I was in Houston, I was around a lot of like, I mean, for lack of a better term, like real rappers. And what I mean by real rappers is like
Big timers.
established. They've been
Right.
doing
They've
this.
done their job,
They're
yeah.
not
OGs.
just starting. They're not, like they've been doing it. And what I learned from a lot of those dudes was like, they're not necessarily going into the studio every time trying to make this new innovative sound that no one's heard. A lot of times it's like, this motherfucker knows what he sounds like, he knows what he talks about, and he goes in the studio and does that. And there's no like, a lot of times I would battle like, damn, I just did a song that sounded like that, I don't want to make another song like that. Oh, I just talked about that in this song, I don't want to talk about that again. And it would force me to kind of like,
Hold you back in some way.
it was
no?
holding me back, man,
Yeah.
because it's like you would have ideas, but it's like, nah, not that idea. Nah, not that idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I go to the studios and I realized that this dude this week did 10 songs about selling coke.
Yeah.
And they're all about that. And he's
Yeah.
talking about it the same way. And the flow's kind of the same on all of them. And it's not that he's unoriginal. It's just that dude knows what he does, and he
knows
does
what he's good at. Yeah,
he knows what
his
he's
craft,
good at.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
you think that's something that holds a lot of these artists back, or
definitely,
like people
man,
that are
definitely
creative?
because you
I didn't even think of that,
once a
bro.
polished product comes out, and you're looking at a song from the consumer standpoint. You're seeing the rollout, you're seeing the cover, you're seeing the music video. This song has been mixed already. It sounds incredible. You tend to forget that what's happening in the kitchen when they cook that up is really the same thing that's happening in your kitchen.
Right.
He stands in front of the mic, he delivers the 16-bar verse, there's a hook there, you know what I mean? And that's what it is. That's the ingredients. If you're baking bread in your kitchen, or you're a master baker making bread, the ingredients don't really change. You might add your own little spice or touch here and there, but really you're making bread. You know what I mean? So when you're making these rap songs, when you're making a lot of times I talk about rap too, but it's applicable to all music and art. But when you're making these rap songs, like, a lot of times people forget that these dudes are just rapping. These fools are just, you're just in there doing it. It leads to a lot of, damn, there's a lot going on, man. So like then Krystal's career starts progressing, and we start moving, and now we're in high value situations where there's a lot on the line. Like, this company needs this, and this company needs this, and the label needs this. So you guys need to go to the studio today and make this type of song. Right. And it's not we hope you make it. It's like this needs to be done. Yeah. And when you get into those situations, you kind of have to realize that we're here to just do what we do. You know what I mean?
That's when you start thinking about, like, what am I good at? Like, I'm good at this, and that.
Yeah. And it's weird because you end up in situations where we do a song and people, wow, you guys really, you did that so fast in the studio. How do you guys work that? Oh, man, this is amazing. We never, and then I'm looking at Krystal when we get alone, and it's like, we're just doing that same old shit, bro. We're just doing what we've been doing.
And it's crazy that like, as people that we don't, we're not in the music industry or do any type of music. It's hard to kind of comprehend, because you're right. There's times where I've heard stories about these artists that just create this music like right there and then and all that. But it's like you said, man. It's artists that know what they're good at, and there's just they're bringing it all together. Yeah. But you mentioned Krystal Poppin. Go for it.
Yeah, and I had a question. So, like how you said, everyone's excited. They're like, oh, you did the song and everything. And, like, to your filming, and you go back to the room, you're like, oh, shit, like, this is just our thing. But deep down, bro, how do you guys really feel? Like, you guys are happy as hell? You guys made your clients happy, or everybody else?
It must be nerve-wracking as well, no?
Like, you want to kill it, or, like, yeah, we fucking killed it.
I mean, we happy, but we're happy in the sense that, like, we used to do this for free.
Yeah.
We used to do this just because we loved it. You know what I mean? So to now just be doing that same old thing, except now there's something on the line. You know what I mean? Like that what makes it better. The nerves never go away, man.
For that,
I was gonna say, bro. Yeah.
May you open that
bro,
up?
I've been staring at this
Let's
pretty brown lady.
That was a perfect
pretty
answer
brown,
to open
brown.
Let's do this.
Show the camera right quick what we have.
Look, man, the boys really came through with a little bit of Henneke for the boy,
morning,
man.
Something light.
Bro, the double N, the double S.
I was talking to 3, and
when the Henny's in your system, ain't no telling.
I was talking to him, dude. I was all like, yo, what do you like to drink, man? And he's like, there's only 2 things I drink, man. That's Hennessy and liquid death.
I got 2 speeds, man. Henny, water. That's it.
It's either 0 or 100, dog.
A la madre.
I was like, dude, he's talking our language. But guys, make sure you guys are following, subscribing, and liking. This is episode number 53. You guys already know how we get in here. Big ol' shout out one more time also to our girl, La Bikina, Nayeli La Bikina Rodriguez. She's having a fight here real soon. Big O, we're gonna go and do a photo shoot, right? We're gonna go do a photo shoot with her, guys. She's gonna be a fucking future champ, dude. And
my boy Big O, I'm sorry.
We're gonna hear her first. But really quick, 3, man. We've been talking about Krystal Poppin.
Shout out Krystal Poppin, man.
Shout out to
the hardest rapper in the city, undisputed.
Undisputed.
A member of the Bad Bitches
she
Club,
was on
dude.
TNA, but for our new fans and new fans, bro, could you let them know who Krystal Poppin is in El Paso?
Oh man! First of all, for those that don't know, Krystal Poppin is the rapper y'all done ever heard in your life, and she will not hesitate to. Does not play. It is not a joke. She is for serious. If you come through and you test, she. I'm talking about on the mic too, not like I was. That was talking physical, but on the mic, if you try to get on the mic, she will. Fucking with Krystal Poppin, you know what I mean? And you hear that the F word didn't get bleeped, because that's not even like the worst part of what I'm saying. I could say fuck all day. I'm just saying that if you test, Krystal Poppin will. Oh, shout out to Krystal Poppin. Yeah. Shout out
Poppin Day on that.
Hey, I like that for serious.
Hey, and some Hennessy for KP, man.
Shout out, dude.
Cheers, y'all.
Shout out to her, man. Speaking of, dude, Hennessy, Krystal Poppin, those two things always remind me, man.
Shit,
dude. Well, it's because what festival was it? I know he was there too, but what
it
festival?
It was Sun City Local Fest.
Sun City Local Fest, man.
Okay.
We went out there and we ended up running into her, and she kind of performed a little bit on top of her Hummer, man.
And I remember that.
She was waving her Hennessy bottle, dude, and then I went down there and I was like, "Hey, give me a shot." So she leaned down and she went to pour me a shot in my mouth, and that shit went straight into
the eyeball.
Wait.
Yeah, he fangirled it, bro.
That was you?
That was me,
bro.
I'll pop out the receipts right now when we get off.
Shit.
Bro, I promise you.
That shit was fucking.
Can I get your POV?
I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, you.
My eyes to this. That's why I wear shades now, dude. My eyes were so fucking burned. I saw blurry for days, dude.
I just want you to know, but yeah, for real. Or just dump it on it.
Nah, dude, we even dude, somebody. So we had. I guess there was another fucking podcast. Some other dude out there. And he got mad, bro, and he started talking shit online.
Before you start that, we were asked to be the MCs, not the
official fucking podcast for that place.
Sponsors or like mic people.
Okay.
So we had camera crew, we had everything.
Yeah.
There's another podcast, and they were just like shoving, like I guess like my other homie. And I was like, hey, yo, come over here, bro. Like, you don't want none of that shit. It's like 8 versus 1. Like, come on.
Yeah.
You know, and then let's just have fun. And we're here recording and everything. Well, Misa's over here, like, dancing and shit. And he's on the fucking thing, gets a shot in the eye. And then they're, like, saying some dumb shit, bro. Like, some racial shit. And I was like, whatever, bro. And then later enough, like, 3 weeks later.
Yeah, dude, we saw social. Dude, we had Aku the Master. Shout out Aku.
Aku the Master.
Aku got our back, and he's like, "Yo, bro, there's some guy online that's talking shit about you guys."
Oh shit!
Like, what the fuck, dude? And then so we found the video, and this guy's like, "Yeah, this dude, fucking camera whore." No, went into attention whore. He went up to
attention whores.
Krystal Poppin, and Krystal Poppin fucking splashed him with Hennessy.
And he ruined my video.
Baptized, please. Don't call it splash. Baptized.
And then Hennessy, he's like,
I got jizz, dude, all over my face with Hennessy that night, dude. Krystal Poppin, dude. Fuck, dude. I went blind, dude, but it's okay. I'll do it all over again just for Krystal.
Let me tell you this, dog.
That was insane.
We still talk about that to this day.
No, dude. Really?
It's a valid one. Like, so we still end up in situations where Krystal do got to pour Hennessy, and we'll take a moment and be like, hey, remember El Paso. Never forget, on top of the pink Hummer. On top of the pink Hummer, don't forget, you almost drowned a fan.
Bro, I have a shirt. I have a shirt that we made with the Takeover Show, and it's stained with Hennessy, and I have it hanging in my room. I want her to sign it, dude.
Nah, that was the moment, because I remember like the pour started, you know what I mean? And sometimes you can have a sloppy pour. That's not unusual to have a sloppy pour. Especially she was standing on top of a Hummer.
She was squatting on top of a Hummer.
She was also twerking at the same time.
There's a lot going on.
She was doing
like I said, we work in high intensity situations. So she's she's pouring the Hennessy, and it gets a little out of the path, you know what I mean? But hey, give her a second to adjust it, you know what I mean? But then it just kept going,
bro, dude, look.
and the pour didn't let up. The pour just
that shit went straight to my eyes, and then it went up my nose.
Bro,
like she went from my eyes to my nose, but never to my mouth.
I might have footage of that on my phone.
Dude, we gotta find it. Yeah, we gotta find it. Dude, we do have footage of that shit somewhere. But dude, okay, real quick, man. Krystal Poppin, you know, if anything, the biggest artist here in El Paso at the moment, dude. How did that relationship happen between you two? How long have you guys known each other? And when did you guys start this awesome journey that you guys are on right now?
Did you guys grow up in the neighborhood? Did you guys grow up at school? Let us know.
At this point, I've been friends with Krystal for about 10 years, which is kind of crazy to say out loud. Like, even to me, that's kind of wild. But we met at the studio, man. We would record at the same studio, and my sessions would end and she would be coming in, or vice versa. Her session would end and I would be coming in. And that's kind of how we started knowing each other. It was just like, I'm sure I was that dude at the studio. She was that girl that's at the studio sometimes. And then
sounds like a perfect love story.
Knew each other. That's funny, man. I mean, it's really been perfect harmony since then. Shit, like A1 day one, bro. Like KP hold it down, I hold her down. We really like boys till the end. You know what I mean? And we've been in some wild situations together where holding down the homie was necessary. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and on both sides, like it's always been there. But yeah, we met at the studio. One of the days I needed a girl voice on one of my songs. I asked her to jump on it and pause. And that was where's the book? yeah. I asked her to get on the track, and she said yeah. The song came out cool. And
where can we find this track?
Oh, I don't even know if that's out anymore, dog. That's like
I was gonna say, there must be a lot of shit that you've made that's maybe still out there or not. What do you think?
No, I'm pretty good at just keeping the stuff I want out there.
Good, huh?
Dude, it was kind of hard to look up, you know, like, because I wanted to hear more of your own rap stuff. I wanted to hear more of your own music, and that was hard to find.
But going back to that, you and her were in the studio for 10 years, locked down the song.
Yeah, so once she did the track with me, then it was kind of like we were really fucking with each other as artists. Right. You know what I mean? And at the time, I had my own thing going. Krystal was barely starting, and it was beautiful, man, because we got to really see her like get her footing, plant, and take off. You know what I mean? To the point where she became the forefront.
Right.
And just the same way that when I was kind of like leading the shit, all the homies were behind me pushing. When she really started to take off, it was necessary to kind of understand, like, okay, like I need to get behind this and push.
Right. Kind of know your play, like find that place,
you know what I
yourself,
mean?
yeah.
And that's what really took it off. Since then we were homies always. Like I said, homies always.
Dude, I wish I had a hot homie like that, dude.
No, my mom,
come on, dude. You have to. That is respectful.
Look,
she's gorgeous, dude.
She's beautiful, but
Jesus,
the fact
man.
that, like, how he said it, he gave her a flower. She's the one that stepped up and hit the ballpark.
I'll take her back anytime, dude.
Man. You'll let her pour Hennessy in your eyes anytime. I'll go blind 1,000 times for you, shorty.
I would. I already did, girl. Hit me up.
Yo, that's crazy. What I was gonna say was that I might have forgot.
You were jumping in that when she got you guys were working together, she ended up taking off.
Oh no, what I was gonna say was that then later in the career, we had already been rocking for a minute, but she got invited on her first tour, and she didn't have a DJ, and naturally it just seemed like who else is gonna DJ for you?
That's
like, are we gonna bring in a whole nother person?
Right.
And it turned into like, I mean, I'm a music motherfucker. I know music shit. I know the equipment. I know your set for the most part. Like, maybe I should just DJ. And her first show on tour was my first time DJing ever.
Oh
And
no!
that's how the DJ career started.
No shit.
Yeah,
Shit.
man.
Wow.
So baptism by fire, Hennessy in my eyes too. You know what I mean?
Shit,
Like
yeah,
in
put
front
you-
of a crowd.
Put you right in the fucking
Yeah,
flames,
yeah.
dude.
No chance to practice or to train.
Yeah.
It was like I bought the equipment that night. We were doing a show in Hobbs, New Mexico. Was
Okay.
my DJ debut.
When was this?
Shout out to
Damn.
Hobbs, man.
When was this? What year was this?
Ooh, gotta be like 2018, maybe
shit.
something like that.
Almost a
2018.
decade, my boy.
Shit.
Yeah, that was a tour with GT Garza. Shout out to GT, man.
Shout out,
H-Town.
shout out.
Houston, baby.
That's crazy, bro. So they took you all the way to Hobbs, and from there, you didn't even know what the hell to do. You knew what the hell to do. You just didn't know what you were gonna experience on the outside of your bubble. You know?
Yeah, man. It was like I knew what to do in the sense of I knew what buttons to push.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, you
On
knew
the
your game.
controller, yeah,
Yeah.
but I had never been in front of a crowd. I had talked on the mic, but I talked on the mic as a rapper, not as a DJ. You know what I mean? That was a totally different job.
Okay.
So I really had to learn a lot doing that. But like I said, that first year tour, we went from, we did that show in Hobbs, New Mexico. By the end of that year, we did the T-Mobile Arena in Ontario, California. That was a sold out
What?
arena. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so
Damn, my boy. Ontario,
man,
T-Mobile,
yeah.
Fucking Juices wants to drink,
Nah,
dude.
I know what that is, bro.
Man.
That's pretty sick, dude. Those are like moves that we're proud of in El Paso, bro.
Yeah, dog.
yeah.
And it kept going from there. So my expertise came first as being like a live show DJ. Once tour ended, that's when it was kind of like, well, now I know how to DJ. I should do something with this. And that's when I kind of started like DJing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you discovered that niche or that new skill.
Yeah.
Which was good. And you know what, man? I was trying to think back, because I've known about you for years. I've been
Crazy.
podcasting for a few years as well. And I think, do you remember the Best of El Paso or City of El Paso awards? They had it at Southern Park Mall. I don't know if it was 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago.
We're
dude.
upstairs, no downstairs.
It was downstairs. It was
Yeah.
like
They
the
had
old-
like the best of the best at the Old Dillard's
The
or
Old
like
Navy,
the Old Navy.
Yeah.
I do.
So that was the first time I ever met you in person. I went.
Okay.
I went and I said, "What's up to you?" and all that. And the first time we had met Krystal Poppin, I was part of another podcast back then. But something that I've always noticed, bro, and even till now, and I'll give you props for it, is like you have some good swag, bro. The way that you dress,
hell
like
yeah,
as a
it's a
DJ
fit
and stuff
right
like
there.
that. And you were telling me too, like it depends too, like the equipment that you wear, the headphones. You're like, look at that, dude.
How do they say?
Sheesh.
What are we rocking on the T?
Nah, I'm playing. I'm listening.
Nah, but yeah. He
Um,
did tell me he met you at the Best of El Paso and that you've always been swaggy like that, bro.
You've
So-
always been super swaggy, but
I would like to say, man, just like the music, self-taught, bro. I didn't always have the
I was
swag.
gonna- I was
I
gonna
didn't
ask-
always have the swag, man. It didn't come natural. I had to learn it.
I was gonna say, man,
To
because
figure that out.
I'm trying to pick up some swag, bro. I've always been like some type of like plain guy, bro. I don't
There you
wear
go.
anything with graphics on. To be honest, man, I'm not a materialistic guy. I could
I
care
feel you.
less about like what's trending or
Yeah.
what looks nice. But when I see somebody like you that carries themselves well and the swag. You said you've never been like that, or not always, but when did it start? Was it when your career started going up, or was it just something natural that came through? Was it something that you always wanted to do?
Or boy to boy, did they break your heart? Because they broke mine and I
Man.
stepped it up.
That's when you had to start dressing.
Step it up, get
went
it,
to
So
get
you
the
a
started
gym
putting
instead of
chains
gym.
on.
Yeah, bro.
This
They
boy
broke-
started exfoliating.
Yeah, they broke in my heart, and I was like,
He started waxing his
He used
eyebrows and
lotion
shit.
for the first time. It was crazy. On like the rest of his body. He been using it, but like on the rest. Know what I mean? That's crazy.
Walked into
That's
the gym.
Yeah, dude,
crazy.
that's diabolical, Chewy.
No,
But yeah, where does that style come from? Is
Great
it something that just comes natural? Or is it something that you kind of really put your time into?
I put a lot of thought into it, man. I like to look fly. I appreciate like fashion, so I'm into it. I like to look fly, but really it was a matter of learning. Like you gotta you gotta wear the shit. Don't let the shit wear you. You know what I mean? A lot of people, man, that watch is dope. I could never wear something like that. It's like, yeah, you can, bro.
Yeah.
You can wear something like that, and you can rock the shit. It's not on you, it's in you. Pause. It's like, you know what I mean? There's some stuff that so and so might wear and look silly. And, I'm never gonna dress like that. But it's like, man, shit, look, I'll put it on, and just, you don't let nobody think you're silly.
Right,
you know what I mean?
because
Because it's like, I'm doing it, so it's gonna be as fly as I am. You know what I mean? You gotta have that mindset. You gotta have that mindset. You gotta feel like that.
I've been looking at that bandana. What is it? Is it it's not the Mexico flag? What is that?
This bandana I got is it comes from Dreamville 2022.
Oh, with J. Cole?
Yeah, man. Yeah. One of the things that my company LFDC Studios films, we film Dreamville every year. So we've been locked in with that crew. Yeah. I met J. Cole this year, man. It was crazy. There's the film side and the artist side is crazy. It's a crazy parallel. It's very different because on the film side, where we're at these we're in situations where, like, I filmed one-on-ones with Travis Scott and Post Malone.
Damn, bro.
I've done one-on-ones with J. Cole. We're in green rooms with, like, these A-level artists. We've worked at in Vegas, a lot of the club DJs like John Summit, Dom Dollar, Metro Boomin.
Dude, I'm out of here.
We're in close proximity with these fools, but you can't fanboy. Exactly. You can't, you know what I mean? And that's the reason why we're there, because we don't act like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so then you have the music side where it's like, this is our grind. We're trying to push the music. We're trying to get next to those fools. You know what I mean? And you pick up a lot from those dudes on the way they move, on the stuff they do. There's been moments where, like, there's an artist who in my head is famous. We've been seeing them everywhere. We've been they on the blogs, they on the streams, they everywhere you look, you see this artist. And then we go to Dreamville or something and we record their set, and then backstage I'm seeing them with their team like, oh, we just did Dreamville, and it's like, oh, these fools are getting excited still.
Yeah, then
like, oh, I thought that, but it's a good cue to now I go back with Krystal and it's like, yo, like, you know, this artist, like,
you can relate.
We see him like this, but again, everybody's doing the same thing in the kitchen, bro.
Everybody's
you know what I mean?
cook,
You tend to see these artists like they way up here, and then you really deal with them. And it's not to say that they ain't up here, but you realize that what's going into it is just the same shit that you're doing too. They rapping on stage just like you doing. They rapping in the studio just like you doing. The only difference is that you're seeing their presentation.
Right.
You're not seeing all the ingredients going into it.
Yeah,
you know
you don't
I mean?
see all that hard work.
One thing my
Like
dad
you
always
said,
taught me, he's like, yo, at the end of the day, no matter how big president, big baller, because my dad would sit next to Fox with the job he had and shit, Presidente Fox. He's like, you treat him just like a regular human being, bro. Because at the end of the day, wife, kids, same problems, bro. Doesn't matter what
that's true,
they're
bro.
sitting at.
That information is so much more valuable than people
So I take
think.
that in always, like treat everybody no matter their stature, everything.
Yeah.
We're all human, bro. We all got problems, bro.
Man, it's true. It's true. The problems thing too, dog. That everything you said is like, just right now is extremely insightful to people who are trying to get into it, because just like he said, every one of these motherfuckers puts on their pants one leg at a time, just like you. There's no difference. Even the GOATs. If Drake puts on his pants,
somebody else might put their pants on, but they still go on one foot at a time.
But the point is,
you know what I mean, man? Because like I remember we worked on a song. Me and Krystal worked on a song for ESPN, and that was a collaboration with Bun B.
Yeah.
And 2 days before it, we're just hyping ourselves up. Like it's gonna be, we gotta be good. We're gonna be in the studio with Bun B. Like, he's gonna be good. We gotta be at that level. If he wants this, we need to be ready for that. We were just preparing. And when it came to it, man, we sat down in the studio, and the first thing Bun did was kind of like, he sat down, he looked up at us, and he's like, y'all got any ideas? And it was just like, damn, like this dude starts just like us. You know what I mean? Like, damn, every artist goes through that small phase of, okay, what the fuck do I do? And that's not, when you get that feeling, it's not to say I'm not good enough to be here because I don't know what to do. It's a feeling that should be a familiar feeling. Right. Every time you start a project, you go through that step.
That must have given you guys like a good confident feeling, no? When he asked that, you know, kind of like, oh shit, he's just kind of like us. It's, you know, like you expected him to already have all this shit ready to go, but his first thing to say was like, "Do you guys have any ideas?" It kind of makes you feel like, hey, you know what? Oh shit.
That gave a little boost, but I'll tell you what gave the boost, dog, is that because we were prepared. When he said, y'all got any ideas? I said, I do got an idea, man. Yeah. And it sounded like this. That motherfucker heard my, bro. Shout out to Bun B. Shout out to OG Bone.
Dude,
shout out to Krystal. Shout out to ESPN. And
ESPN?
Yeah, I know they're
the ones who put that together. Yeah. I know ESPN tune into the Takeover Show all the time, man. Yeah. Dun-dun-dun. Hell yeah. And so I told him, I got an idea. I think the hook should sound like this, and I spit it for him. That dude said okay and went in the booth and recorded my hook.
Oh,
I was hearing Bun say my words, and it was just kind of like, what?
So real, bro.
That was the confidence boost.
Yeah,
because that's what that's another reinforcement of it's not something different. There's not this secret potion that's going in. We're doing the same thing. We're coming up with words and we laying them down. We recording them. That's what we do.
Damn, this is all good. I mean? This is all good. So this is what we're going to do, guys. We're kind of coming towards the middle half. It's already been 40 minutes. What I want to do is we're going to take a short little break.
The middle half. You see that?
Middle half.
We barely get it there. We almost
But
there.
before we do take this little short break here, 3, can you look into this camera right here? Can you let everybody know where they could follow you, where they could look up your stuff, and anything like that?
You can follow me everywhere at 3 a.m. for real. That's 3 a.m. FR. Everywhere there's an @ that's what it is. If you get to my IG, there's a link tree with my Spotify, my Apple Music, my Tidal. So you guys, I got 2 albums out. You guys can listen to them. I got a few music videos out. Y'all can listen to them. The music videos are beautiful. I usually shoot them right here in the city in El Paso. So all the beautifulness comes from the city. So if you fuck with the city, check out my music. Check me out. I'm just a homegrown creative, man. Yeah.
Yay, guys, we'll have all those links here at the bottom below. When we come back, we want to ask 3 a little bit more about what the future holds for him, how it is that he's doing his stuff with Krystal Poppin, and we do have a couple of trending topics to talk about with our boy here. Guys, make sure you guys are following, subscribing, and liking, and we'll be right back right after this.
Trying to hold up my chain and I did this.
Let's go take a shot, guys.
Hey, let's. Anyway, bro, so I mean it was just me and Shorty, you know what I mean? And then I said, come over here, I'm gonna. If you try again, then I'll be like, look, turn around. And the hotel, like the cleaning lady, bro. The cleaning lady was so pissed off.
The cleaning lady,
yeah, cause she came in the next morning. I was still laying there, so she walked in. She was like, yeah, no. It was pretty sick,
Let's do this. Let's get back to our second half, guys. Welcome back.
Hey, I guess we back.
Welcome back. Holy shit, 3, bro. Holy shit. Welcome back, guys. Episode number 53.
And this all happened at what time?
That was at 3 a.m. That was at 3 a.m.
Welcome back, guys.
Man.
Hey, guys. So we're back for another episode, guys. Make sure you guys are following, subscribing, and liking here at the Takeover Show, GRS, Big O Photos, and Mijo Things, and of course our boy 3 a.m.
Man.
For real, for real,
For real, for
double
real.
for real, for real,
Triple
for serious,
for
dude. He
real.
said for serious earlier, dude, and that got me shooketh.
For serious?
For serious, I
I like
like
that.
Good term, man.
I like that
take
fucking
that.
term, dude. That's fucking good, bro.
I might not copy him.
The viewers might think we're only gone for 5 seconds, but in reality, look how far this went down since the last time I saw you. I don't know how that happened. You feel me?
That's fucking crazy.
Man.
But three, dude, I wanted to get back into it here really
Yes,
quick,
sir.
man. We were talking about Krystal Poppin, man. There's a lot that you guys have been going through. Krystal Poppin has been blowing up, man, left
Yeah.
and right. She's been
West Texas loca.
Yes, bro. She's been collaborating with a lot of big artists.
La reina de la Southwest.
Hey, yes, dude. Misa's
princesa
future
del
wife.
Chuco.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not only
You
that,
heard
you
that.
guys killed
Yes,
it
sir.
at Michelada Fest.
Oh, man. Thank
I
you,
was
bro.
there, bro. Heat
Yes.
exhaustion.
Oh, we
and
was
shit, bro.
rocking.
Puta madre,
Nah, you weren't
but
the
as
only
soon as
one.
you guys were there, I had a little tree under there.
Man, you weren't the only one. It was hot.
It was
Oh,
fucking
man.
fire, bro.
Well,
May I
that-
ask, what was the preparation before I get into that, Misa?
Yeah,
what was
like,
the preparation to Michelada Fest? Like when you guys got the call, hey, there's gonna be a thing called Micha
events
Fest.
like that, because I know you guys have had a few events like that, man. What's the preparation that takes place to get ready for an event like that?
For that one, yeah,
in front of people, man.
but and then Michelada, because I want to hear Michelada too.
Michelada Fest was cool specifically because Krystal used dancers on that one. That's the first time we done that. So we had some dancers come out. Shout out to Nelly. Shout out to Sam. And that was the first time we had dancers on stage with us. So that was cool. We had there was like some rehearsals and stuff where we just kind of got everything together, figured out what everybody was going to do. But when it's a show like Michelada Fest where we know there's going to be a lot of people, we really do try to lock in. You know what I mean? If timing permits, we really try to get some rehearsals in and figure out what we're going to do, because we're not trying to go out there and kind of half-ass it for the people. You know what I mean? We want to give them a show. So Michelada Fest was a lot of fun, locking in with the dancers and figuring out that.
Yeah, Chuy sweat a whole fucking 5 pounds.
Dude,
that
I
day.
sweat so much. If I could, I'll send you guys some footage on I had the Meta Ray-Bans, bro.
Man.
Bro, you guys look fucking cool, bro.
Oh,
the
sick.
visuals in the fucking screen, bro. The way you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
have Chuco and shit. And
Dude, this guy didn't even break a sweat. Did you see his whole videos that he was doing, bro? He was all backstage, dude, in the shade.
Not
Like,
breaking a sweat is an
not
art
breaking
form,
it.
bro.
But
It's tough to do that.
I have two questions.
Go.
What was it like knowing that, like, hey, we're about to have a Michelada Fest, like, festival downtown like that for, like, banda corridos, like that style? Because they did put in Latin. They put in Snow the Product, and they put in Krystal Poppin. So I think that's two different genres, right? So it's two different crowds, but you guys rocked the shit out of these Mexicans, all our Latinos. Two, what was your expectations on the crowd size when you saw it out there?
I'll start with two. We knew it was gonna be packed, but we didn't know it was gonna be that packed.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We knew there was gonna be people, but that, man,
Dude,
the
Chuy's
city
all like, dude, I
came
think I got
out,
someone
bro.
pregnant just walking through the crowd.
Oh,
Bruh,
maybe one
they
or
was
two,
out
bro.
there.
It was
yeah.
City of
It
El Paso.
was-
You did your thing on that one. Bro.
The city showed out.
Yeah.
The first part of your question, I guess to the outside, it might seem like, yeah, this is two different genres kind of merging or something like that. But really what it comes down to, like, it's puro raza, you know what I mean? Like, it's our people either way. So even though we doing different music, like, that's us, you know what I mean? That's our people. We're of that. So I don't even think we really thought about that. The crowd ain't gonna want rap music.
Like if it was gonna be a different genre.
Yeah. We didn't even really put much thought into that, because the people is our people, and not only is it raza, it's El Paso,
Right.
so it's hometown.
Black
you know what I
and brown
mean?
unite, you know?
Speaking of corridos, man, you guys you guys were working on a music video of
This is true.
of Krystal Poppin,
Yup.
some corrido music. Tell us a little bit more about
Yeah,
that.
what's the scoop
When
on
can
that?
people look at it, and when is it coming out, and how did it get all made up, bro? How did that
Preparation
whole
to
story?
that,
How
like-
did it all happen?
Yeah, the scoop. You know.
So
Good question.
Krystal she
Shut up,
went on a
Krystal.
solo mission. Krystal's very how do I put it? She's a
Fine.
she's a treasured
Bad
gem,
bitch.
a treasured diamond. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
we don't like to send her off alone to do missions. You know what I mean? That's very risky, but she's also a real ass
She's
bitch.
a warrior.
You know what I mean? So
you gotta
there was
She's a bad bitch.
there was a
dude.
solo
Why not?
mission on the table, and Krystal said, "You know what? I'm gonna take that solo mission." And she went on the solo mission, and when she came back, she had this corrido, and
shit.
it was fire,
Okay.
man. And it wasn't
It was,
like
it was probably the time that we met.
the
The
beautiful thing is
it.
it didn't sound like
here, fool. Chill.
it don't sound like a rapper trying to do a corrido. It sounds like a corrido. You know what I mean? So we heard it. We're like, man, this is beautiful. Started talking about the music video, and she asked me to direct it. Which, by the way, I don't know if I told you, sis. Thank you for that. And
Hey.
I know we've been rocking forever, but like it still amazes me that you trust my creativity to be on your shit. You know what I mean? Anyway, she asked me to direct the music video, and we shot half of the music video on Juarez, the other half over here in El Paso. And I just finished editing like 16 hours ago. The music video got finalized. By the time this come out, it'll be out. But it's called Sin Ti, and it's Krystal's new song. It's all in Spanish. It's beautiful sounding and it's beautiful looking, man. Make sure y'all check that out.
What
for real.
platform can we find this at?
Everywhere. It's on her IG. It's on YouTube. The song's on Spotify. The song's on Apple Music. The song's on Tidal. The song's on where else do people listen
It's
to
in my
music?
dreams, dog.
Damn
Slacker
Alexa,
Radio.
just ask Alexa to play Krystal Poppin.
Play Krystal Poppin Sin Ti. Alexa,
Ti.
plays Krystal Poppin Sin
Do
Ti.
it,
One
do
more
it, do
time.
it.
Shout out to my homegirl Alexa.
Well, make sure to double check my boy's work on YouTube though.
Yeah. So let me
mine too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you, man, being doing these music videos, and I think that's a big deal, especially, having Krystal Poppin in and the stage where she's at and still asking you to take care of the music video. When it comes to you, when it comes to music videos, how do you start thinking of that music video? Do you have to listen to the song first, or do you create a scene in your head and then fix that song into that vision, or how do you create your music videos? Because I've always thought that I love videography and creating short videos and stuff like that, but how is your work? How do you work it? Do you do that music first? Do you listen to that first? Are you listening to the lyrics, listening to the music, to the beats?
One thing I was talking about before, I forgot exactly what you asked me, but I was talking about how as a creative, you have a tendency to get an idea and then kind of reject the idea. Like, oh, that's the first thing I thought of. I don't want to go with that. Or like, that's everybody's done that. I don't want to go with that. That's something that creatives have to work out, because a lot of times that's the idea that's going to work. That's the idea that most people are going to gravitate to, that first initial feeling that you get. And although I fight that in music, I'm trying to get better at it. But in music, I often fight that. I'm trying to get better at that. In video, I have a very natural vision, so I can see the vision very early, and I can understand what I want from it. And as a creative, that's something that I've always had to kind of teach myself, because again, a lot of times you want to reject the first idea for whatever reason. You feel like it's too easy. It came too easy. And with both video and music, I'm trying to teach myself that, like, to lean into that. That's why you're having the idea. You're a professional creative. Your mind came up with this idea. It's a valid idea. So
but as a creator, though, you get very you overthink. Way too much.
Man. And a lot of times, as a matter of fact, we were here at this studio having a talk last time, and somebody used the term analysis paralysis.
Oh shit!
Yeah. I had never heard that, and I thought that was crazy, bro, because for so many people, overthinking is what stops you.
Yeah.
Because you have an idea and then you start overthinking.
You get paralyzed. You stop into a later section.
Stops you in your
because
tracks.
you're overthinking.
Stops you in your tracks. And
Right,
it's like
I do
you
that.
need to be aware that that's your enemy. You can't let stuff can stop you. Financial things can stop you. Rules can stop you. Laws can stop you. But don't let overthinking stop you.
Yeah.
Never let
Definitely.
that stop you. You know what I mean? All that to say.
But I think, I mean,
like
for
that.
those that overthink, and I might be even speaking for all of them. I think like the overthinking only happens only because if you don't, right, and then you create something.
Overthinking is lack of confidence, man. And lack of confidence is
I think it's also
lack of experience.
Wouldn't it be also a lack of wanting to create the best that you could do,
The way I
right?
see it
Because
is-
I don't lack confidence, but if I create something, and if I create it at the very first thought without over or thinking about it more, I end up thinking like, well, I could have later on. I've been like, dude, I should have done this, and it could have been better like that.
I mean, not necessarily, because the trouble with that, the danger of that is that when a lot of times once you start overthinking, it never happens. And having an idea, finishing, completing, presenting an idea that may not be perfect is a million times more valuable than having an incredible idea that didn't get finished. You know what I
you
mean?
hear that, Chuy?
You know what I mean? You could have the greatest ideas, the most innovative thoughts, but if you get stuck in the thought and you never make it happen, it's worthless.
Right.
Nobody else can see potential. Nobody else can see what you think you can do.
Right. No.
You can. So, man, I could do this and that and this and this, and all those things that you're thinking of hold this much value, but that's only value to you. You have to complete the idea. So if completing it means doing the first idea that comes to you, you got to do it, bro, because at least it's alive. At least the idea is alive.
So how's your mentality during these times? Like, okay, like during the music video that you created with KP, the latest one. What was your mentality during that? Was it like, did you have to stop yourself from overthinking, or are you already, you've done enough to know when you're overthinking and when not to overthink? But how did that happen with this latest video that you did with Krystal Poppin?
I'm barely reaching a point as a creative where I realize I'm overthinking, and once I realize it, I can shut the shit down. And especially on the video side, I think because video came as a necessity. Music was a passion, but video came as a necessity. So I don't have some of the emotional ties that I have to music with video. I can kind of just like, man, let's fucking
It's more like
do
business.
it. Yeah, it's more business. So that taught me to lean into those moments. Like if I see something and I'm like, oh, that would look pretty dope, it's probably because it would look pretty dope. You know what I mean? I'm seasoned. I've seen things through camera. I know what it's gonna look like on the back end once it's edited and all that stuff. And it's you really have to stray away from the imposter syndrome. Like the I think it looks dope, but what's everybody else gonna think?
Right.
Nah,
right.
motherfucker. The reason you're in this position is because you know what's dope.
You already know what
what's
it is,
dope.
yeah.
So when it comes to the videos, it's that me and Krystal sat and we talked about this video again. Scene Thee, go watch it everywhere
on YouTube, especially.
When it came to this video, really Krystal's goal, she said, I want it to be beautiful, and it was like, okay, so that's the marker. We want it to look gorgeous, and as you've reiterated many times in this podcast,
She cute.
Krystal is gorgeous.
She gorgeous, dude.
So wherever
Beautiful,
you
bro,
put,
beautiful.
wherever Krystal is in the screen, that's gonna work.
All you gotta do is put a picture.
It's
of her.
gonna work.
Good
So
video.
after that, it was just, okay, let me find gorgeous places to put this gorgeous girl, and that's not that hard of a job. You know what I mean? So we
Beautiful
found
scenery, beautiful girl.
Hey,
Hey, be careful. Be
exactly.
careful how you talk about my girl, dog.
Hey man, it's visible to everybody, man. We trying to make her reach the masses, bro.
But beautiful scenery, beautiful girl equals masterpiece type. type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you gotta have the eye for it. But really, it's not so much of having the eye to spot the perfect scene. It's having the eye to be like, how do I explain it? Because look, man, when it comes to business, the shit turns into money. And when it turns into money, again, like I was talking about in the studio, it's not like we're going to put you in a studio and hopefully y'all come up with a song. It's no, we're paying for a studio. We're paying for an engineer. We're paying you to be an artist. And at the end of this 2-hour session, there better be a song finished.
Oh, like that? Like,
yeah, man. It's like
so
that.
no wonder. No, it's because I'm not into music, right? So
yeah.
And I'll go back to the topic. I knocked out like 18 songs in an 8-hour session. Like, that's gotta be bullshit. And then you hear because I like Lil Wayne a lot.
Yeah.
Young Thug and like stuff like that. And you hear their shit and you're like, oh shit, these fools did knock it out. But then you hear this song. It took me about 2.5 years. But I don't know that they have. Well, obviously they have them in their USB files and they go back to it and stuff. So going back to it to where we were at, that's where it threw me off when you said by 2 hours you need to have something masterpiece.
Well, I mean, he's talking about mostly about like having like you're in a contract, right? You have a job. Yeah. Right, you go to any job and they expect you to do the job.
Okay.
So it's not just about.
It's like you need to have sorry, Raza, but if I hired you, you need to have my grass and my pool clean by from 9 to 11.
Exactly, bro.
But
exactly.
It's music.
Yeah,
it's just it's just work. I'm sorry, brother.
You don't have an option.
I'm Raza to use this.
You don't have the option for them to come home and the grass ain't dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Exactly. You can't be like, it's because today the sun was like this. The grass has to be done. So once this turns into a profession,
none of that.
It don't matter.
Papa,
it don't matter. Yeah. So same thing with the music video. We go out there and it's not a matter of.
It has to be done.
It has to get done, that's where the skill comes in, is that the people start looking at you as a motherfucker that gets shit done.
Right.
And that's when the value comes in. It doesn't matter how, again, I keep saying high intensity situations. Usually we work in front of people. We work with a crowd watching us.
You create what I mean? Right in front of the people.
Yeah. So it's not so much that we're doing something that nobody can do. A lot of times I hear that critique. Nah, I could do that. Somebody sees a painting, they're like, nah, I could do that. But it's like, did you do it?
Yeah. What did you do?
You didn't do it. Could you do that? Well, 6,000 people are watching you, waiting for you to mess up.
So let's go back. Let's go back to the same.
It's that high pressure. That's where the value is. We can perform under high pressure. Same thing with the videos. We have a camera and Krystal's out there. I can't waste camera's time. I can't waste Krystal's time. We gotta shoot.
Right.
You got one shot.
And then you still got post-production, right? You still got post-production.
Absolutely.
You still got to create it and then present it to your client.
Yeah.
But I also, we were talking about this shit earlier. When it comes to actually creating stuff, right? To create a studio. A lot of the shit that you created, it's always been there at your house. Like nowadays, the technology that we have, somebody could create something in their own room, in their laptop and stuff. But how important is it for somebody to show up to a studio and create a legit type product to put out for everybody to see?
Everything got two sides, man. Everything has like a creative side and a technical side. For a long time, both of those things had to be done in a studio, because if you were being creative, it had to get recorded. But these days, everyone has a camera on them. Everyone has a recorder on them. Your phone records. The entire studio session can be run on a laptop. You know what I mean? So these days, I like to handle the creative stuff wherever I'm at, whether I'm in an airport, whether I'm on a plane, whether we're driving, whether we're in a different city, where it's some random place.
On a laptop,
you can pull a laptop out and create. The studio is useful when it's like, okay, I've created, now I need to get this to industry standard. I need to make this sound a certain way. I need to make it look a certain way. I need to elevate this. That's usually when the studio comes in handy.
Is that how you do your stuff? Do you create your stuff at home first, on your laptop?
Absolutely, man. Shout out to Genuine Reference. Big shout out. Part of my workflow recently is that I'll be at home. Maybe I'll make a whole batch of beats. I'll make a couple dozen or something. And then I'll book a session here at the studio where I come and listen to all my beats, but I'm tweaking them in the studio speakers. You know what I mean? The creativity part, that comes at the crib when I'm just in the zone, or wherever I may be. I'm just in the zone making shit. But when it comes time to we need to make it sound good, sound a certain way, that's when I'll book the studio session. But like I said, I'm knocking out 10 beats at a time, making sure that they sound a certain level. You know what I mean?
Is that how it comes to you? Like you said, being like a music guy, naturally, do you just sometimes get like a beat in your head and you just start fucking beating to it and then you create it? Or do you watch a movie, or do you watch a music video, or listen to the song? How do you get your beats? How do you create something that nobody else has ever heard before? That's what I've always wondered with artists.
That, or do you use your feelings, emotions, or there's different types of ways you can make music.
It can come from anywhere, bro. And really what the gift is being able to absorb something you felt and then redo that musically. You know what I mean? But it can come from emotion. It can come from something visual that makes, man, it looks like this, but it sounds like this. You know what I mean? It could really come from anywhere. I had a conversation a long time ago with my buddy Chingo Bling. He's a rapper from
Chingo
Houston.
Bling. Yo soy el verdadero Cristo, okay?
Yeah, man.
Vengo de Tambalí, Pacheco conmigo te saco la tripa, te hago
Facts. Michael Jordan of the accordion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. And
what did Chingo Bling tell you, dude? Holy shit, Chingo Bling out of everybody?
That's
Chingo
funny.
Bling's like,
Man,
don't touch them tortas.
It's bro. It's that Texas shit, dog.
The fact that you even had a conversation with Chingo Bling, that you've talked to and been around a lot of very big important people, man. That's fucking
so
crazy.
Funny, man. Chingo's a real one, dog. Like I said, it's once you start moving around these people, you like Chingo's raza. He's a rapper. He's from Texas.
Yeah,
that fool's
funny.
Just like us, dog. He's doing the same thing that we doing. Bro. Anyway, I'll bring him up because one time we were in an elevator together. We were kind of
random ass elevator.
Dude, that's fucking dope, bro.
We were kind of throwed, and this dude, he looks at me and he's like, we're magicians, right?
Ah, cabrón.
And yeah, that's me exactly. I'm looking at him like, what? Yeah.
He
said, we magicians, right? I'm like, what you mean? And he's like, bro, we make stuff out of nothing. Something doesn't exist, and we have an idea, and we make it exist. Things that we make didn't exist before we made them. Whether it's a song, whether it's a visual, whether it's a product, like that shit didn't exist. We thought of it and we made it exist.
Yeah.
We popped some shit out of thin air like a fucking magician. And when he told me that, I mean, it took years for me to fully grasp what he was saying, but really that's what it is, bro. Like we're in the business of creating shit that don't exist.
Yeah, creating something that hasn't been done before.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And that can come from anywhere.
Yeah.
And to be honest, bro, if I can get hippie on y'all for a second, now that we this far in the Hennessy, you know what I mean? If I can be a little bit hippie on y'all, I don't even think that comes from person. I think those things I think we channel those things. I think they come from somewhere else, and we're just an antenna that can get these ideas.
Yeah.
And it's your responsibility to
dude, I've always thought, talking about hippie shit, like I've always thought, like, us naturally as human beings, we're naturally creative.
Yeah.
Right. We are naturally creative, whether we create fire, we create something. Us as human beings, we're creative. That's why, for me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I've always felt like life is better when I'm just creating something. This 9-to-5 jobs, you're not creating anything other than just creating, a waste of time. But when you're creating something, whether it's a pod, whether it's music, whether it's art, you're creating something that has never been done before.
Yeah.
Facts.
And that to me is something that I think all human beings should do at some point in their life. Create something.
It's underestimated, man. It's undervalued, the what it does for your soul to create something.
I think it's just something natural. I think it's just something natural that everybody needs to go through.
It's in us, man.
It's in us too, but it's also like how the community, or like how the world wants to say it, like people are scared of what people are gonna tell you, or they're scared of what people are gonna say.
Nah, that's huge, bro.
It's
that's
like,
huge.
nah, bro, and I understand that and shit. Like people don't social anxiety, or what is it when you don't want to
well, that's the thing, man.
People tell me, dude, you're crazy, bro. How can you start a conversation with the lady at the gas station? That's because deep down inside, bro, she
was a torta, baby. She had that little
She looked like Krystal Poppin.
You know, if you can fucking talk to just the randomest person, you can talk to the behind the lens, and you can fucking make something happen. This motherfucker taught me that, because I never wanted to be on camera, bro.
Yeah.
You can do it's all right here in your pocket, bro. Just give it a shot, and you can make.
It's all you gotta do, man. It's just open
man,
up.
for real. But even that, like how you talk about worrying about what other people gonna think, like that's valid, bro. That fucks people up. Somebody might not put out an album because they're worried about that shit, and it's up to you to surpass that, to overcome that, to realize, like, you know what, people are gonna hate on this shit, but I don't give up. I'ma do me, and you motherfucker, I'ma do me regardless. You can do you, but I'ma do me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Fuck
I get you, man. So this is what we're doing, man. This is what we're gonna do. We're coming down towards the end of the second half.
It went quick,
man. It always goes quick, man. When you're having a good time goes by quick. But we got a couple of trending trending topics, man. One of the ones that I wanted to bring up to you that has to do with music, and I brought it up with our last guest here. But the whole P Diddy shit is going on, man. There's a bunch of P Diddy shit, bro. Are you keeping up with this stuff or no? Are you?
No quiero, way, but no.
Dude, please tell me you didn't go to a fucking P Diddy party, bro. Because you travel a lot, man.
Nah, he doesn't wear all white. He don't wear all white.
Look at him. He's like, I was there, bro. I was there.
First of all, they don't.
Michael Rubin.
First of all, they don't invite dudes to their Diddy parties.
That's all they invite is dudes. That's what I heard.
Dudes don't get invited to Diddy parties.
Hey, but dude, okay, so
only the most famous ones.
So being a part of it, you know, like talking about it, man. I mean, a lot of very famous people. The reason why I'm asking about this is like you have to get to a point where, like, you know, Krystal Poppin, she's growing very much, man, and she could get to a point where she's in that status. And you made a conversation and very clear conversation, which I gave you props for it, man. A lot of people that are following or having somebody's back that's also an artist get to be very jealous. You know, you've been collaborating with Krystal Poppin for a while now, and Krystal Poppin has blown through the waters. And you being an artist yourself and wanting to progress yourself, you told me, man, and we talked, that you know where you're at, man, and that you're pushing to it, and you're not the type of guy to be like, hey, look at me too, look at me. How hard is it for somebody to kind of push a friend who's as big as Krystal Poppin is only growing? What's that type of work ethic that you're doing there in that sense, man? Is it something hard to do? Because there's a lot of people that would not do that, bro. That's where I feel like in some sense a lot of people tend to break friendships off, and business happens and they break off and all that. You told me yourself, hey, sometimes you just gotta know where you're at in life and what you gotta do.
I mean, it's a little bit of like half and half in the sense that, like, yeah, I did that because it's not like you said, it's not easy to do to really kind of decide that okay, maybe you're not the one.
Right.
We can make this happen, but part of that is realizing that you're not the face.
Right.
You're
in
not
some
the
sense, you're
face
sitting
of the
somebody
brand.
else's shadow. In some sense.
In a way, but okay. The second half of that is that once we came into the industry and we traveled around these places and we met people, you realize quickly that the table is big enough for everybody to sit at. You guys don't got to be fighting for one place at the table. And once you realize that, it really changes the dynamic from, it's not there's one door and me and Krystal are fighting to get through the door. You realize that if you do this the right way, there will be a door that Krystal owns that anybody can move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's something you help build. That's something you help do. And
so it's never been a problem for you, right? It's never been like some type of jealousy when it's sense
never
like
that, man. Never jealousy.
Because I gotta be honest with you, man. Like I'm not an artist or anything like that, but
Yeah.
if I was to be with somebody and be like, hey, I started this, and then have somebody and I'm helping them out, and then they blow up bigger than me, eventually it's like, oh shit, dude, well, I also want to be that big. You know what I mean? Like, does that ever run through your head? Is that something that, like,
I mean, it's something you can think about, but also you realize that like the terms that you're using, like blow up or fame or stuff like that, when you really get to it, that stuff doesn't have as much value as you think. You know what I mean? Like when you really dealing behind the curtain and you seeing what's going on, like the famous one, that's not really everything it's cooked up to be. You know what I mean? It just happens to be that you're the face of a brand. But also I learned something from a homie, shout out the homie Miguel. He's an El Paso dude. And he told me that he does at the time he was doing styling. He was styling clothes. And he said, you need to look at your artist like a canvas. Like this artist isn't a block. It's not they're an artist, so now I can't be an artist. Fuck. Your artist is a canvas. That means that if, like we said, we were talking about one of my music videos earlier, that it got about 300 views on it. So really nobody's even seen that shit. However, if I was to take those same resources, whether it's the music video, whether it's the songwriting skills, whether it's the production, and I give that to Krystal, now that's getting 100,000 views. So now really, what is it? Do I want my art to be seen? Or am I being selfish? I want to be seen.
Damn, bro,
You know what I mean? And there's really a
Listen.
difference there, bro.
Yeah.
There's really a difference, because if you're fighting for, no, I want to be seen, what are you really fighting for?
right?
I'm here to be a creative. I'm here to be an artist. Then it goes to like the film stuff. We're doing film stuff for Club Live in Las Vegas and those DJs. So Tiesto, John Summit, Dom Dollar, Metro Boomin.
Oh my God.
And often we make stuff that gets put out by them. And it's not Metro Boomin saying, yo, look at this video that 3 a.m. helped me with. You know, it has nothing to do with that, bro. It's how far can you push your art?
Right.
And that has helped me with the Krystal side, where it's a decision. Okay, I could keep this song for myself. I could keep this video concept for myself, but then I'm going to do it and I'm going to put it out, and it's going to get 300 to 500 views.
How far is it going to go?
It's going to die down after that. Or I could give this song to Krystal. I could give this video to Krystal. I could do this whole concept, and when we put it out with her, that motherfucker might reach 1 million people. You know what I mean? And it's, what do you really want from this? Do you want your art to live, or are you just trying to get yourself seen? And that's a big decision to make. You know what I mean? It's a big boy decision.
As artists, man, I'm not an artist, but for those that are listening and watching right now, I think that's something to take into consideration. It's something to where, in some sense, you kind of have to find your place, right? Like your place might
It's
not
so
always
important, man.
might not always be that main pop star. You know,
think about like a sports team, bro. Like there's only one Jordan on the team. There's only one LeBron. There's only one Kobe on the team, but there's still a whole team and coaches and staff that get the ring.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And if that we're at a point where this is actually obtainable now. We're not just dreaming. Like Krystal can be that one that goes. You know what I mean? And what's your role gonna be in that? You're gonna be the one you were just trying to be Michael Jordan in front of Michael Jordan the whole time? Or you were the one that understood that you can get yourself to get a pass and feed them and let buckets.
You can be Scottie Pippen too,
buckets. You know what I mean? It's not all about being the main. It's more about how far can we take this.
That's good.
And that's what we really about, bro. I remember when we were just starting. Like, I remember people used to refer to Krystal as that girl, that chick that raps with y'all, that girl that raps with y'all. You know what I mean? And now she's taking it further than any rapper in the city has ever taken it. Yeah. You know what I mean? She's friends with Paul Wall. She's friends with Bun B. She's poured
Hennessy on Misa's eyes.
She has her own day, bro.
You know what I mean? Like we really taking it, and it's just out of the fact that we didn't let that stuff get in the way. I wasn't trying to jump in the spotlight. The homies understood, yeah, let's push her. She understood, okay, I'm getting pushed, so now I can focus on this, that, and this. You know what I mean? It comes from all parts, but it's really just work ethic, man. Yeah. A lot of people try to be on the like, oh, well, that only happens for her because she got this many followers or something. Bro, those followers came one by one, handshake by handshake for years, bro. Yeah. It wasn't 0 followers and the next day she had 100,000.
Yeah, comment for comment,
bro,
like for like,
one
follow for follow.
By one. Now when we look, yeah, there's 100,000 people in the followers, but if you scroll through those motherfuckers, I remember that fool. I remember this dude. I remember we met them over here. This was a couple that we met at a meet and greet. This was so and so. Like every single one of those people was a handshake. And anybody acting who it didn't go like that, yeah, they tripping, bro. Yeah, and that's how it is for everybody. Even the big dog, even the goats, even Paul Wall, even Slim Thug. Like those fools are doing it one handshake at a time.
Oh, it just happened right now. Hey, they poured fucking Hennessy in my eye.
Now I'm gonna follow you.
Recognized him right away.
Exactly.
You remember because you were there, and I know you're not faking your art or your word, bro.
Hey, for those people that are trying to become producers, become musicians, become artists. If you could look into this camera right here, man, any advice that you would give them, since you know from what you've gone through, man. In the
span of like, I would say like 60 seconds, just give the community of music and El Paso just a little uplift.
I got 2 for y'all. The first one is do more. Whatever you're doing, do more. Do it more often. Output more. Think about it more. Pursue it more. Just do more. That's number 1. The second thing is put that shit out. If you made it, put it out. Don't wait for the right time. The right time never comes. Don't wait for the right moment. You will never see the right moment. You know when the right moment was? The right moment was right there. It just left. It was gone. It just passed. That was the right moment. It's never stop waiting. Just put it out. In your pocket, it's worth nothing, man. On your desktop, it's worth nothing. In your hard drive, it's worth nothing, bro. If you just put that shit out, it will live. Your art deserves a life, man. Put out your art. It deserves to live. That's why you thought of it. Don't ever hold on to nothing. Put it out and then put out another one and then put out another one and then put out another one and then put out another one, bro. Because it's not gonna do nothing living on your desktop. And also, like I said about the follows, it came handshake by handshake. It's the same with the music. You're not going to have one song that just shoots you through the roof. That's never how it works. Never how it works.
Unless you're Justin Bieber.
I mean, even that, bro. Justin Bieber had to drum every day for 10 years before he was good enough to make something go. You know what I mean?
Dude.
So like you got to put every song out, because every song is gonna do this much, and the next one's gonna do this much, and the next one's gonna do this much, and the next one's gonna do that much. That's how you grow. It's not getting so good that you put out one song and then you slingshot to the top, man. It's just you gotta put them out. Everyone who's doing anything locally, like damn, I'm really freestyling now. Like my friend, he's a comedian. His name is Julian. I don't know if y'all know Julian.
Oh, Julian.
But Julian goes up every night, says his jokes every night. Yeah, man. And he gets this much better every time. My homie Jason Craig, he goes out and he gets better this much every single time,
it's
bro.
This much, because sometimes he sucks, dude.
That's facts. Jason, you need to step it up.
Jason, you suck.
No, you don't. Keep running that shit,
man.
boy.
But what I'm saying is that it's never a giant step like I didn't make it and then boom, I made it. It's tiny moments that lead up to something. If you're a creative and you're putting stuff out, if you're a business owner and you have a product, like keep selling your product, keep putting your songs out, keep putting your video out, keep putting your content out. You have to keep going. Don't expect nothing from one song. Me and Krystal about to drop a video this week and we're very excited about it. But one thing we're not doing is saying, oh, this video is going to be it. We gonna drop this and now we made it. That's not what we're thinking.
Never it, dude.
It's never it. You just gotta keep on making, keep on putting it out, put it out. Drop your shit, drop your music,
and one
drop
last
your
thing,
songs,
put
drop
it
everything.
out and put it fucking out.
And pull it out. Because it's better late than pregnant, right?
Chuy, final words for you, Chuy.
Final words for me. Damn. So
He said them all, dude. He said them all, dude. He finished all the
fact
fucking
that you took your time out, bro. You're a very very busy person, but you dropped some knowledge when you came in here.
I hope so.
We didn't get into the money topic. I wanted the viewers to hear about that because you do. Hopefully, we can get back to you with that one.
Man.
You have a big speech about these producers when they make it and they have money. But besides that, I want to thank you for your time, bro. You have a fucking dope ass story, bro. Your ESPN grind, bro. The way that you just there's nobody, there's no I without the team, bro. And honestly, bro,
Facts.
The love you have for your city, the love you have for everybody around you, the people you just named, keep grinding, bro. And I know that this 2025 is just starting for you. You know.
Yeah,
even
man.
starting, bro. You're a fucking
Hell yeah.
boom 2027, 28, 29, bro. Like, don't stop,
Sheesh.
bro. I see you there, bro.
Shout out to you, man. And so final words for me, real quick, man. Big shout out to our sponsors, but big shout out to you three, man. It's always good to conversate with
Appreciate
people that have had the experience like you, and for those that are watching and they're trying to get into the music industry and stuff, look up my boy Three, man. This guy's the type of guy that that has gone through it all, and it's only growing. And the fact that you know what you're doing and where to be in life and what to do, I really I admire that, man. I admire the hell out of that. Tell my girl Krystal, I said, what's up, girl?
I'm gonna let her know.
I said, what up?
Oh, Henny eyes over here.
The Henny eyes, man. I'm on blind. But dude, another thing that I've been wanting to tell you, man, is get back out there and create some more music, man. I want to hear some more of your own sounds. I want to hear more of your own, voice, bro.
Man.
You have such a good talent. You have some good lyrical stuff going on.
Appreciate that.
I'm gonna be looking forward to that. And for those that are watching and listening right now, you're gonna thank me later whenever he comes out with some new music. But thank you, Three, bro. You like Chuy said earlier, man. We do have an open door policy. Whenever you want to come through, you want to come by and have an episode and talk some more shit, come on down whenever you want. For those that are out of town and are not here to witness all this, guys, please make sure you guys are following our YouTube, following our Alexa or
Or Alexa. Make sure you follow your YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram.
What
TikTok,
else?
At the Takeover Show 915 or 915 Takeover Show. Genuine Reference Studios, Big O Photos, and at 3 a.m.
3 a.m. for real, FRFR. 3 a.m. FRFR.
Ya tú sabes. With that being said, guys,
man,
Have fun.
make sure you guys
Uber's on
are
the way. And honestly, shout out to La Bikina on her new fight. Shout out Me Hostings. I want to give a shout out to everybody that has our back. If you have our back, we have your back 2 times. Everybody have a good night. You guys have fun.
Yeah. Y'all make sure to stay safe and stay fresh.
Krystal Poppin, LFDC Studios, man. And to the haters, y'all can fuck the haters, fuck everybody else. Yeah.
Hey, especially you fucking
You know who I'm talking to. You
Fucking
specifically,
Chuy.
you motherfucker. I said, you know who the fuck. Man.
All right, that's enough, guys. That's enough. All right, later, guys.